Okay, we're going to go over the parts that you should have, starting with the bolts. You should have 4 shorter bolts and 8 longer bolts, along with 8 nylon locking nuts and 8 acorn nuts. You should have 4 vinyl feet and 4 PVC legs. You should also have 4 corners. You'll notice 3 corners will be solid like this. The 4th corner will have some of the back cut away. We call that the clamshell corner. You should have 1 mat, 4 rails, 2 shorter, 2 longer. You should also have 4 thinner tubing. Hi, I'm Jeremy from Berker's Dog Beds, and here today we are making this video to explain how to assemble the DennyMonster bed. First I want to show you that I have everything laid out right here, and I have put all my long pieces, the long rails on this side and the short rails on the other side, along with my short tubing. Now when you get the mat, most likely it will have 2 of the tubing already inside the sleeves, the longer sleeves. So what you want to do is go ahead and just pull one of those out and put it over to the side, and then just push the other one in. Now, what I want to make sure that you notice is that the mat, the side that's up. So basically the side with the seams right here is the side that should be facing up. So basically the top of the mat is down on the table. We build the dog bed upside down. So now I already have one of the tubing slid into the sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that side, and I'm going to take a long rail, black lettering side up, and I'm going to go ahead and slide it on. Now there's a couple tricks to this, and one is pinching the material right here so that you can get it on, and then follow the seam line. Don't try to push it right here. There's a bunch of overlaying material that makes it much more difficult. So if you just follow the seam line, it will slide on much easier, just like this. So we'll go ahead and slide that on, just like that. And then we're going to take one of our corners. With this bed, we have 2 different types of corners. We have one corner like this, where the inside is cut out. And then we have another corner like this, where not only the inside is cut out, but the back side is cut out as well. This corner, the one that opens like this, save that for last. That's your last corner. I'm going to put that back. So I'm going to put one of these corners on. Again, we're building the dog bed upside down, so we need to leave this hole, which will be for your leg later. So again, putting on a corner, I'm going to pinch right here, slide the corner on like this. Things in place, pinch again, push a little bit, don't push too hard. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and take another piece of tubing, a smaller one. We're going to slide this in right here. Now when you put the tubing in, it's easiest to come in at an angle, pretty much like this, just to get it under the lip right here. Pull it up a little bit, slide like that. You slide it all the way in. You're in. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my shorter tubing, again black lettering side up, and I'm going to slide that in just like we did the other side. Again, pinch a little to get it over, bring it over here, follow the seam all the way through, it slides on nice and easy that way. Click it in, don't push too hard. Okay, now that you have 2 pieces put in, you can pull the material just a little bit. Make sure things are in there snug. Noticing I'm not putting any bolts in at this time. We don't put any bolts in the bed until we have everything put together. All 4 corners are on. So no bolts in the bed at this time. It's very important. So now I'm going to put on another corner. Again, pinch right there. Slide on, just like that. Now I'm going to take my long tubing Again, pull this up, put it underneath, push, slide it in just like that. That's in. Another long tube, black lettering side up. Again, just going to put it on like that, following the seam. Clicks in just like that. Turn the bed around. Now, pull things tight a little bit, okay, so that you got everything kind of in place. Pull things a little bit. There you go. Push it out. Okay. One more corner. Tubing. Again, up first, under, and push it out. Okay, there's a couple things that we do different with the last corner. And I'll show you a couple tricks. Okay, it might be a little snug, pull on it a little bit. There we go, this one went into place pretty good. Okay, so with the last tubing, to get it on there, it's easier to put it on at an angle this way, then pull it back out straight and push this way. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm basically going to just put it right here, push this one over a little bit, and bring it in a little bit at an angle first. Okay, angle it like this. And then now I've got it at an angle, and I can just kind of push like that, and push it on. And that helps it go on a little bit easier. Okay, so here we go. And now I just pull right here, kind of use my fingers, put your thumb against that, fingers against this, just kind of push things into place, just kind of wiggle things a little bit, get it into place before you try to put on the last corner. It just helps make things a little bit easier. Okay, so now we're going to do the last corner. The last corner is the clamshell corner that you just pull open like this to put on. If you break the top and bottom apart, that's fine. If it's easier for you, go ahead and wiggle them back and forth and break them apart. The only reason they're together is a quality control issue, so we don't ship out a bottom without a top. So again, I'm going to pull it apart like this. Go ahead and slide it on like that. Sometimes you got to kind of wiggle things around a little bit. And push down on it. And there you go. It'll snap right into place for you, just like that. Okay, now everything's together now, so we can go ahead and start putting in our bolts. So I'm going to just do one, and I usually like to do them from the bottom up so I can watch through the corner right here to get everything lined up. So I go ahead and hold it like this with one hand, take the other hand, just push it through the bottom. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it a little bit. And then you can kind of see it coming up through. Just push it all the way, just like that. And just hand tighten it down. And now you would just go ahead and do all the other ones hand tight. Then after you've done those, you'll want to go ahead and do the center ones. Now the center ones are done with the smaller bolts. And they're done with the acorn nuts. So the acorn nut looks like this, has a top on it. You go ahead and slide that, same sort of thing. Slide that up. Okay, push it through. And then go ahead and just, sometimes on these you gotta push down a little bit on them to get them to start. Just go like that. This one's not being so easy. So if it's difficult like this one is what you can do is put something underneath it that will give you some leverage. I like to use a spare leg. Comes in handy. Just like that. Go ahead and push down on it a little bit. And there we go. Now it grabbed. So you'll just put those on loosely. Again, put everything on loosely, then go around and tighten it up. So then after that, the only thing left you have is the leg. So the leg, we like to have you assemble it so that the black lettering is facing the inside of the bed. Just put it on like that. Go ahead and take one of your vinyl feet, Just kind of put them on with the twisting motion. It helps out. There you go. Do the rest of your feet and you're done. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what one looks like when it's completely put together. Just so you can see one. Completely put together. This one's completely assembled. So we got all our center bolts are in with the acorn nuts on the back. Everything's tightened down. This is what it'll look like when it's all put together. Thanks for watching the video on how to put together the DennyMonster bed. We hope that this helps you out when you're assembling your new bed, and we thank you for purchasing one of our beds, and we truly hope that your dog loves their new dog bed.